Hi guys, and welcome back. If you guys love Halloween as much as I do, and you love getting into the spirit of the holiday, you are going to love these dinner ideas for Halloween. First, we're just going to add a little bit of a spooky edge to some regular bacon cheeseburgers. First, I'm going to cut some of this bacon in half and just toss it in the pan to crisp up. Then I'm just going to toss in one of these frozen hamburger patties and season it with Lowry's seasoning salt. Then I'm going to layer this cheese to look like a candy corn by using different colors of cheese. Cut it out with a cookie cutter, and this is my candy corn cheese slice. First, I'm going to go ahead and use my air fryer to defrost some of these hamburger buns that I tossed in the freezer. This is one of my favorite ways to defrost bread. And then I'm going to cook some of these tater tots up for a quick tater tot side dish. This is a slice of provolone, and I've cut a bat shape out with the cookie cutters. After the tots are done, I'm going to go ahead and cover them with some Lowry's and shake them up to coat them. This one is provolone with cheddar stacked on top, and I've cut it out with a pumpkin-shaped cookie cutter. So I'd say as a tip, cheeses that have a lower melting point or melt more fully, like mozzarella or provolones, I'm probably going to go ahead and put those on closer to the end of the hamburger cooking time to get a better shape result from them. Cheddar is a firmer cheese, and I got better results from the cheddar. The pumpkins turned out really nice. Here I've just used some of the leftover shapes of the cheese to decorate the tops of the buns. Pumpkin pizzas are super simple, and you're basically just adding a variation of a stem to your pizza crust. Any kind of a stem you like, as long as it has a general pumpkin shape before you begin. Now this first pizza is a dairy-free option. My daughter is allergic to the protein in milk, and usually processed meats have a milk protein in it that she is very sensitive to, so I need to be very careful when buying my pizza toppings. My daughter is also my pickiest eater, and all meat is basically the way to go for her. She wanted a vampire pumpkin, so I am going to go ahead and give this pumpkin face some fangs. And I bake all my pizzas in a 425-degree Fahrenheit oven for between 10 and 15 minutes. Now I'm just going to make a regular pizza for my son. When making a pizza, you're always going to want to put a mozzarella kind of a melty cheese down as a base, and you're going to want to top it with a cheese that crusts up really nice, like cheddar. I went ahead and cut some pumpkin shapes into these larger pepperonis. I've also cut some of these mushrooms into some skulls. Pizza is something I make all the time, so I have several videos where I make pizza in many different ways, and if you are interested in seeing any of those, I will go ahead and link those below. And now for my favorite, spooky stuffed peppers. Just gonna brown up some ground beef. I prefer 80-20 beef or beef that has 20% fat content. So in order to make the spooky face peppers, you're gonna wanna cut the tops off and clean out the membranes and the seeds that are inside. Now, as you can see from the pepper here on the board, if you cut the top of your pepper too close to the top, you are going to cut off the stem and you will not be able to get your jack-o'-lantern look to it. And then you're going to want to very carefully use a smaller knife to cut out a spooky face, much like you're carving a very small jack-o'-lantern. Now you're going to want to steam the peppers a little bit, so I'm just going to go ahead and boil some water in my rice cooker. Then I'm going to heat up some oil in this pan so I can fry up this rice a little bit. Here I just added 2 cups of rice. Now that the water is boiling, I'm going to go ahead and add a couple peppers and cook them slightly for about 6 or 7 minutes. When the peppers are done, I will just take them out and drain them upside down on a paper towel. Next, I'll be adding some onion, some zucchini, and some chopped up bell pepper to the rice, then some garlic powder, some of this mushroom flavoring from Trader Joe's. It's optional, but I really like the way it flavors. Some of the powdered chicken stock, some bay leaf, and then I use 2 of these 8-ounce cans of tomato sauce. And then after you dump in the tomato sauce, you're going to want to go ahead and fill the can back up with water and pour that in as well. This is optional as well, but I highly recommend it. It adds a great flavor. And then you're going to finish it off with some oregano. You're going to want to lightly salt the insides of your peppers, and if you prefer, go ahead and put some pepper inside too. Then you're going to want to add the beef back to the rice mixture and bring it to a boil. Cover it and cook until the rice is done. I have no idea where the lid to this pot went, so I just use my cast iron. It just fits right on top here, and you can see keeps in the liquid. Now make sure you're remembering to remove your bay leaf after it's cooked. Now if you would like a dairy-free recipe, this is where you would stop and you would not add in the cheese. Now you're going to want to stir in some cheese. And then when everything is mixed up very well, you're going to want to go ahead and carefully stuff those peppers. Then you're going to top these with cheese. In the original version of this recipe, you would just cover these with foil and bake them in a 350-degree oven. But since we are going for a Halloween theme, I am going to put the tops of the peppers back on before I put them in the oven. And because I'm putting the tops of the peppers on, I don't think it's necessary to cover this tray in foil. So I'm just going to put it in like this. And the leftover stuffing mix that doesn't fit into the peppers gets covered with foil and bakes in the oven along with them. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, and I'll know to make more videos just like this one. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!